When it comes to crime where you live, you told us you want to know what's working to curb crime, what tools are helping to cut down on it, and who in our community is playing a role.
So this morning, we're shining a spotlight on what it means to be a SWAT negotiator and how they're tasked with helping people when they are the most vulnerable. And while it's a taxing job, this former negotiator says it is well worth it if it means cracking the case. When you think of an officer, you see a person in a uniform, someone who investigates scenes, pieces together evidence, and comes to your rescue when you're a victim of a crime. But some officers have another duty. Some work like mental health counselors.
They feel that they have nothing else to live for, so they've reached rock bottom.
Dr. David Thomas is talking about barricaded suspects, or people who lock themselves inside with a weapon and make threats. It's a dynamic Dr. Thomas knows well. He's a retired police officer and spent the last 5 years of his career as a SWAT negotiator. The SWAT team shows up in numbers, in tactical gear, carrying powerful weapons. But Dr. Thomas says their #1 goal is not to use them.
Use SWAT to contain and maintain a tactical advantage, and then use the hostage negotiators to negotiate, to try to come up with an outcome.
And for that outcome to be a peaceful one, the negotiator has to step into the other person's shoes, see things from their perspective.
They have to meet that person at whatever place they are to try to talk them out of that incident, get them to peacefully give up.
In March, Fort Myers police were called to Reflection Isles after a man locked himself in an apartment with a gun. Police told neighbors to stay away from the area. After several hours, they were able to talk him down and the situation ended peacefully. But Dr. Thomas says other calls can be harder. He works to find anything the person still sees importance in.
The individual has already looked at themselves and decided, I have nothing to live for. So now the key is to try to find those things. It could be a mom, it could be a dad, it could be a child. Those things that you think are important to them.
But he says many people in these situations have mental health issues or have lost everything that's mattered to them.
As I'm having this conversation with for three and a half hours, and I'm literally less than 10 feet away.
He witnessed the worst possible outcome.
Every time one of those came up, I literally would call my wife if it was 2 or 3 in the morning. I would wake her up, say, hey, I got another one of these. So I'll call you when I'm done. I would hang up the phone, step out of the patrol car, throw up, go handle the call.
Dr. Thomas says he did another 10 to 15 of these calls, and that's how he ended his career. Now, we are sharing Dr. Thomas's perspective to show the work that goes into saving your life, to show the investigators care no matter how long it takes, and to remind you there is always another way. So if you or someone you know is struggling, there is a 24/7 free hotline you can call. The number is right here, 1-800-273-8255.